Hello and welcome back to another hopefully informative video, which is, as you've probably seen when you clicked on this video, is about the restricted mode. So now a few of you may be asking, what's restricted mode and why should we care about that in a video gaming channel? Let's answer the first question first. Restricted mode, as we can see here, is a mode that hides videos that may contain inappropriate content that is flagged by users and other signal. No filter is 100% accurate, but it should help you to avoid most inappropriate content. So it's a filter basically that you can activate if you're using YouTube on a computer by just going to the very low end of your screen and then go to restricted mode, and then you can turn it on there. Right? There's that. Now you may think, yeah, that's something that I can do if I want to stop my children to watch things that they shouldn't see on YouTube and all, so why is that an issue? Well, the mode has been there for a while, but it was only recently discovered by some people that things like political discussions and discussion about gender identity and those things were basically not existent in restricted mode, at which point some people cried, censorship, why are you keeping that away from children? They need to know. And then YouTube just made a half-assed apology saying, yeah, the filters aren't working really well, bear with us as we try to resolve this. So then a few more people started to basically look at their own channels and figure out which of their content is appropriate, and that's kind of the key word there. Which of my content is appropriate and which is inappropriate? So let's actually take a look. Now I'm going through the list of videos that I've uploaded. I'm not going to go over each individual video, but I'm going to share some interesting observations with you regarding series that are inappropriate and those that are not. Which this entire list is ordered by date, so the newer ones is just the ones that have been out recently, even including some that haven't been out yet. So get to see the name and the length of the video before it comes out. Yay! In any event. The first thing that you're probably noticing is didn't you like make a lot of videos about Mass Effect Andromeda in recent weeks? I don't see anything here. Yep, that's totally gone. I guess I can kind of understand that because it's a kind of shooter role-playing game mix with guns and there's violence going on. There's also episodes where you pretty much only talk to people, so I'm wondering why those don't show up, which will be a point of contention for later. But I can sort of get behind that. Well, that's a dangerous. That's kind of inappropriate because you go around and shoot people, right? So that shouldn't be here. So there's that. Another interesting thing, now that we're in the sci-fi domain, is Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate, which is a really old game, and as such, the depiction of anything is pretty abstract. So while Warhammer 40k is definitely extremely violent, most of the things are there, but there are entire segments, as you might hear. There's a big jump from 44 to 26 where there's no episode in restricted mode for whatever reason. I'm not sure, but for some reason. So I'm not entirely sure what's up with that. I would, if there were only a few episodes missing, then I would think, okay, I was kind of cursing in that episode, which happens when things don't go quite according to plan, and I happen to just throw the F-bombs and the S-bombs around, and sometimes the B-bombs. So I can sort of get behind that a few of them are missing, but why are there entire segments missing? Like entire missions, multiple episodes, are just, nope, not there. I don't know, it's kind of odd. Talking about something that's always there, Setlist 3. Setlist 3 is totally fine. I mean, you have soldiers in there that hit their swords on other soldiers, and lots of people die every Thursday when we play this game. So it's violent in a sense, but the depiction isn't really graphical. So I guess that's okay. It's pretty much okay all the time. So there's really no need to talk about that further. Darkest Dungeon, however, which I would have expected to be not okay, because it is, while it's a little bit, it has a very interesting artistic style. It's not really realistic, but it's still pretty graphical and still pretty violent. So I was kind of expecting that to not show up. However, of all things, the live stream of that actually is for some reason available in restricted mode, which I totally don't understand. All the normal regular episodes are not, but that live stream is for some reason. I don't really get that. Another thing that is missing here, because there's just not much going on except Settlers and Warhammer here for a time, which may get you to wonder, didn't you do other things at that time? Yeah, I did Dragon Age Origins, which is totally not here at all, except the side episodes where I basically just went over mechanics and was just standing around, not really doing any gameplay. That was appropriate. Yeah, you're allowed to see that, to see me talk about how to most efficiently kill people, but seeing the actual killing, no, that's not good. That's not good. We can't go through with that. So yeah, there's that. Dragon Age Origins is missing. Most of the side episodes are there, but the episodes themselves, nope. They're nothing that your mind can handle. Another thing that's coming up, which is so as you've seen, strategy apparently is kind of okay. Also space strategy, where you can kill millions of people by bombarding planets, which is pretty violent, I'd say. It's also okay because it's highly abstract again, like both of the live streams here are there, and also there will be more episodes of Master of Orion coming up that are also all there. So that's okay, because spaceship combat is pretty abstract, I guess. However, since we're at spaceship combat, Star Wolves is pretty much just that. It's kind of a role-playing game, but with spaceships, and for some reason only one episode is available in restricted mode, which I would also try to explain with that the audio there is very different, because your people in Star Wars always talk to one another, and they also curse their enemies, and there's some pretty rude comments going on there. So I guess kind of the audio filter just got in there and said, nope, that is cursing, man. We're not gonna have that, I guess. I mean, everything I'm saying is just theorizing based on what I can deduce from having played these things and having uploaded them and stuff. So it's all just theorizing, but I think some of them are pretty interesting. So let's move on. More spaceship combat. Next one coming up is Homeworld Remastered, which is, most of the episodes are there. There's some rare exceptions, like I think the 10th episode is missing for whatever reason. Maybe I was cursing there because there was a tough battle going on. I don't know. But most of them are there because it's spaceship combat again, and spaceship combat is okay, right? Also, the second episode is missing, which I was definitely cursing because, well, if you've ever seen Homeworld, then you know why. So there's that. Also, the next thing coming up is Hearthstone. Hearthstone is also okay because while shit beats each other up, it's very hysterical and very comically and stuff. So I guess that's okay too. Moving on. Now here there would be a big block of episodes by Mount & Blade, of which only one episode didn't get tagged by the filter for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I mean, I can understand that because it's a game where you command soldiers just from right in the middle of the battle, and lots of people die, many of them by your own hand. So I can sort of see that that's probably not something that you want to show to children. So I can get behind that. Not sure why that one episode just was tagged as okay for whatever reason. Next up is also going to be another RPG, and it's one of the interesting cases, I think. It's Neverwinter Nights, where there's like a less than 50% split. I mean, quite a few episodes are missing, but also quite a few of them are there. If you compare it with like Dragon Age Origins, then I'd say for you as a player, it's not that different. I mean, you command a few people around, a small group around, or like in this case only 2 people instead of Dragon Age's what was the party size there? I think it was 4, right? I think it was 4. So but it's pretty much the same. You use weapons and you control a character and kill things. However, here most of them seem to be okay. I guess because it's an older game and graphical fidelity is lower, and as such, it's the violence is a little bit more abstract than with Dragon Age Origins. So I guess it just did fall through the filter sometimes because of this. Not all the time, there's quite a few numbers missing there, but some episodes apparently were okay, which is a little bit interesting. Going back to strategy, Warlord's Battlecry is totally fine. There's a few episodes missing, but not too many. So that's okay, because strategy is okay, right? It's not okay to kill people yourself, but if you command hundreds of people into battle and see them die, that's totally fine, right? Sorry if I got a little bit salty there. I think that's worse, but it's not my it's my opinion. Anyway, moving on further down, there's a bit of Neverwinter Nights and Battlecry going on. Wait, where's the next interesting one? Also, even more abstract grand strategy like Sid Meier's Alien Crossfire is also totally fine. I don't think there's any episode missing there. Minecraft is also mostly fine, but there are some episodes missing, strangely enough. I always thought Minecraft was like, you know, child-friendly and stuff, so I'm unsure why there's a few episodes missing, but most of them are there, to be honest, so it's fine, I guess. The filter might have been overacting or something, so that's fine. In case you're very familiar with my channel, you might have been wondering, where's all the other Mass Effects? I mean, you also played Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, where's all that? I think there's one coming up at some point. Maybe I actually skipped over it already. Here, Mass Effect 3, yeah, there's one episode of Mass Effect 3 that was not tagged as inappropriate. There's no episode of Mass Effect 1 that was okay, and I think there's like 2 episodes of Mass Effect 2 that the algorithm said were fine. Interestingly, in the Mass Effect 2 case, both of those were episodes where I just basically threw around and scanned planets, which was a big thing in Mass Effect 2. So that apparently wasn't inappropriate. It was just boring. Yeah, not sure why that one fell through, because, well, it's a lot of talk, but I think you also kill people here in this episode. Not entirely sure if it's always about what the actual points for the algorithm are, where it says no, it's not appropriate anymore, because as within Mass Effect Andromeda, I'm pretty sure there's lots of episodes in Mass Effect 3 where we just walk around and talk to people, and there's really no violence going on at all. So it's kind of curious why one episode just didn't get tagged, and why it's this. I don't know. Kind of weird. Anyway, as we become even less graphical with the violence, if we go further down, we'll get to Evermore, which is Super Nintendo era game. Pretty much everything is available here. There's a few episodes missing, like 36, 35 here are missing, and there's always some missing in between, but most of them seem to have been okay, because it's less graphical, so it's fine, I guess. Then Mass of Orion 2 is coming up, which is also all okay, because it's really old, really abstract, and, well, the algorithm probably didn't find anything to complain about with that. There's a really interesting case coming up, which is why I'm still scrolling down. I'm not going to talk about everything now, but I'm going to talk about a really interesting case, which is Knights of the Old Republic, which, I mean, like with Neverwinter Nights, it was kind of a 50-50 split, probably on the less than 50% size with regards to what actually is still seeable in restricted mode. Knights of the Republic is a little bit less abstract than that. It's kind of more realistic in a sense. It came out between Neverwinter Nights and Dragon Age 2, so I would have kind of thought that that in restricted mode I would only be able to see even fewer episodes there, because it's more graphical, right? However, for some reason, pretty much everything is there, and I did some pretty fucked up shit during this Let's Play. Let's not question that. I was playing a really evil character there. I was in one episode, I was basically telling someone to kill off his best friend, and doing other really evil things, which I think it's definitely not appropriate for children. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think there's a few cases here where I would say, okay, if I had children, I would let them watch that. But I would definitely not let them watch this, because I'm pretty much a genocidal evil bastard in this game. This should totally be inappropriate. However, YouTube thinks it's okay. Pretty much all the time, it's okay. Not sure what happened there. It might be that the algorithm was a little bit confused by the language mix. If you have seen this, then you know that the game is actually in English, but the overlay and my commenting is in German, because I wasn't willing to do it fully in English at this point. So maybe the algorithm was a little bit confused by having multiple languages to analyze, because the game had one and I had another one. So maybe that is what happened there. I don't know. It's just a really odd case. Anyway, I think I've bumbled on long enough. Thanks for your attention with this. This whole idea was basically inspired by a video of Teal Deer that is available at the upper right hand corner in the info box, if you want to take a look at his side of things. Which I basically did the same thing, went through my videos and shared some observations with you. I'm not sure if in Germany and the German YouTube news this is already these things were already discussed. I know with a lot of English YouTubers that they are currently talking about this, so this is why I also did that, because I think it's an interesting thing to talk about. So let me know what you think about that and what your what your mind on this is on this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.